Hi everybody, this is Allison from Fanshop Pioneer Village. Today I am outside Corbett Tavern and we are going to be sharing some stories with you about this building. Behind me you can see the blue carriage shed that we have beside the Corbett Tavern. Many of you probably remember that building as the iconic fire hall from when the Pioneer Village originated, and that building was one of the buildings that Wilfred Drury included in his original plans for the Pioneer Village, and it was always supposed to be part of our Four Corners area that included a church, a blacksmith shop, a tavern, as well as the fire hall. But the thing is, most early pioneer villages and early settlements did not have a fire hall. So when we brought the Corbett Tavern to be here at the Pioneer Village, we tore down the iconic fire hall hose tower, which would have been used for drying the canvas hoses at a period appropriate fire hall. And then we took that down for structural reasons. The majority of the artifacts that were associated with the fire hall went to Museum London, and we redeveloped this building's interpretation to be the carriage shed for the Corbett Tavern. So the building behind me on this side is our Corbett Tavern. But this building wasn't always a tavern, and actually never was a tavern in its real usage. This building was actually the home of the Corbett family. They moved to Canada, so they immigrated in 1819, and they originally lived in the Ottawa Valley. They came as part of the Richard Talbot settlement, but did not come to this area of southwestern Ontario right away. They, with some of the other members of that settlement group, stayed in the Ottawa Valley, but then later rejoined up with the Corbett, with the Richard Talbot settlement, which is when the Corbett family came. They built this house in 1843, and when they were building this home, they started their farm. They were building their home. They raised 10 children in this house. We'll go inside and we'll take a look. So, let's flip this around here so that's easier for me to show you things. So here we have our door. Again, a lot of you, when you come to visit this building, you say, why are the doors so low? That's because this building, as well as our log house, one of the things that was very important was keeping heat inside your building. So you didn't want to have your door be extra tall. Now, when most of you come here, this building is set up with tavern tables in a couple of places. Right now, like most of our buildings, it is shut down for the winter, so it is empty right now. In the kitchen, we do have two pieces of furniture from the Corbett family. So we have their hutch, which we got, as well as this dough board. This section here would have been where you kept your flour originally. These are pieces from this home. So as you can see, they mimic sort of the colors that were originally in this room. And these are the places that they originally would have been. Up above here, the Corbett family tell us this is where the clock normally sat, so we're going to be aiming to put a clock back up there this year when we do eventually open for the public programming season. Now, here at the Corbett Tavern, you'll notice that the inside of the building, if we can get some good lighting, is logs, and the exterior portion is plank. That is because the Corbett family actually purchased a sawmill. And when they purchased that sawmill, they were able to make the clapboard, or the planks, for the exterior portion of their building. We are going to be talking about sawmills another day, but remember how important it was for the Corbett family that they purchased this building, or purchased the sawmill. It means that they were able to put this type of exterior on the front of their building. And if we look across the road, you'll notice our church, as well as the Purple Hill Loyal Orange Lodge. They both have plank in clapboard on the outside of their building. So it was something that was really important for keeping up appearances. So sawmills were very, very important and very, very lucrative businesses. Now, the Corbett family used this building as their home until 1940, at which point they continued to use it as their cottage, and they continued to do that until 2008, when they decided to donate this building to the Pioneer Village. And one of the people who donated it, his name is Charles Corbett, or as affectionately he is known, Charlie Corbett to us here. He is someone who is a really great supporter of this building, as well as the history that we share here at the Pioneer Village, as are the Irish Benevolent Society, who like to use this space as their meeting place, as well as a space to talk about the history of the Richard Talbot settlement. So we hope that when you join us this year, you can remember that this little bit of an untold story of this building when you come to talk to each other about it. Most of the time when we interpret this building, we talk about it being a tavern, and taverns were really important meeting places. They were places where people could get their post. You could meet a land surveyor. You could find out all different kinds of news. You could place orders to be filled from catalogs, all different kinds of things. The majority of the time, taverns had, we're just going to take a big step down here, had 3 stories in our time period. You'll notice that this building only has 2 stories. That's because, again, it was a house. It was not actually a tavern. The first floor, as we have it normally set up, would be the public space. It would be the meeting area. It would be like a restaurant and a place for meetings to be held, a lot of the times early church services, as well as early Masonic meetings or Orange Order, or all kinds of philanthropic groups. They would hold their original meetings down in the bottom part of the tavern. The second story, as we normally would interpret it here at the Pioneer Village, it would be where people would stay when they were staying at the tavern. There would have to be at least 5 beds that they could use for guests. Part of the building, normally what we interpret as this section of the building, would be the upper story, would be the family's private space. And then there generally would be a 3rd story, and that would be our dance hall in the majority of taverns. So you probably didn't want to be trying to sleep on the 2nd floor while everyone's upstairs reveling and having a good time. But here at the Pioneer Village, we have Purple Hill Loyal Orange Lodge, which means that we have a dance floor. So to us, it was really important mostly to talk about the sentiment and the feelings that taverns had, rather than necessarily having a actual tavern from that time period. The Corbett family really highly valued hospitality, as well as being open and friendly and helping those who came to their area after them. So we took that sentiment that was very important to them and then translated it into being our tavern here at the Pioneer Village. I hope everyone has a lovely afternoon, and I will talk to you soon. Have a great day.